Good afternoon / late morning, early afternoon, whatever this is right now, like 11:30. I'm trying to put my shoes on, so I'm sorry that I'm crouched over. Jacob and I are going to the Museum of Tolerance today. I would have gone by myself, however, I don't necessarily want to be trapped out in East LA on any day of the week. And knowing my car, I mean, it wouldn't break down. It hasn't broken down so far, but I just wouldn't want to be in the position where it actually did. So I'm going to the bank real quick to get some money so that we can be good to go. The store's not locked. I have my keys. I have everything. It's about to rain. Look. So I'm going to go to the bank real quick, and he's on his way here right now. Zombie check. Good. Yep. Alright, so that's where I'm going right now, and that's going to be the first stop, and then we're going to head out that way. I go walking right out the door, and who do I see? Right as I'm about to go to the bank. I brought some Dr. Pepper so that we can show it. I'm planning on buying this lunch. You eat? So I bought us Dr. Pepper to show so we can both wake up. Look what I'm wearing. It's all new except for the shoes. The shoes are fashion show time. Jacob is wearing a brand new shirt featured by the fashions of Target.
Actually, oh yeah.
Target.
Andres actually, so it matches my shoes.
Pose like a model. You should do a catwalk.
Hey, what's up? I just commandeered. Well, I didn't commandeer his camera. He gave it to me. It was a gift! So Jeremy, he's over. We're at the bank and he's pulling money from the ATMs. And oh my goodness, she nearly just hit me.
Lady, you could have hit me! You could have killed me, don't you know?
I'm gonna tell you what happened to me today and why I just got to his place at 11 instead of 10:30 like I was planning. We have two dogs at home. Kinsey, who is my sister's dog, and she's a little terrier mutt. And then there's Oreo, who is my dog, who is a purebred Shetland sheepdog. And he's black and white, which is why he's Oreo. Oreo's getting old now. He's like 11 or 12. I always forget. He's older. And today, while I was getting ready, he kept knocking stuff over. He does this thing these days where where one of us will piss him off. Somehow, either we'll wake him up when he's sleeping, or we won't let him outside fast enough, or whatever. And he'll decide to go on a rampage and knock all the stuff over. All of it. Basically what was happening was I'm trying to get ready, and then there's Oreo in my parents' room, and I'm like, okay, maybe he's just back there because they're not home, and he's sitting with Kinsey because Kinsey was back there. But all of a sudden I hear bang, and I'm like, well, that's not a good sound. So I go back there, and he's just standing there looking, you need something? And I look, and he's knocked over my dad's guitars. Now, my dad has some very expensive guitars that he keeps in his room, and Oreo's managed to knock them all over. Thankfully, they were in cases, or I would be dead right now. My dad would have psychically sensed that his guitars had been knocked over and mentally killed me. So then I'm like, Oreo, no! And I shoo him out of my parents' room. Kinsey's sitting on the bed like, did I do something good? Do I get cookies? I'm like, no! So I'm picking up the guitars, and all of a sudden, I hear out in the living room. So I run out to the living room, and there's Oreo again like, do you need something? Do you? And he's knocked over all the DVDs.
All of them.
All of them. So then I'm like, no, Oreo, shoo, shoo, shoo. And I shoo him away, and I'm picking all that up. And then I hear glass clanking and cluttering. I run into the kitchen, and he's trying to knock over my mom's wine rack full of wine bottles.
That's generally what a wine rack is for.
But it was full of wine bottles and glass and wine, and it was like...
Why are you driving like a go-kart through my apartment complex?
Like a what?
Like a go-kart.
the can. So he tried to knock all that over, and I had to pick all that up, and it was just a hot mess. And every time I'd pick up the stuff, he'd like look at me like he hadn't done anything wrong. And Kinsey would be like, do I get a treat now? Do I get a treat now? I watched him do it. Yes, it's 11:08. Jeremy forgot the directions. Why would he do that when he knows we need directions to get to the Museum of Tolerance? And why is he carrying them in his mouth like a puppy? Well, there it is.
Being here, as much as you can't see it, even though it's all bright, it's so I don't know what the word is, but basically Azusa looks a lot nicer. You know how I always complained about how ghetto Azusa is? Azusa looks like a slice of heaven compared to LA. That's just what I think right now. So we're here now, and we're not allowed to bring cameras into the museum, so we'll talk about it once we get out. But we're about to park, and this is it, guys!
Let's check around. Parking
It's on the other side, so we have to go park. One of my classmates said that they ask you to open up your hood, or not your hood, your trunk, so that they can look, and then they look underneath your car with mirrors to make sure you don't have bombs. So they're gonna treat us like we're terrorists.
It's the Museum of Tolerance. A lot of people who don't want tolerance.
This is true. Okay, we're gonna settle this a diplomatic way. Okay, YouTube, we are having a difficulty finding which restaurant we're gonna go to.
YouTube can't help us. They won't even see this until we've already gone and eaten all the food.
I'm allowing them to be a part of the process. But you between, never mind. Okay, so I have 2 dice, red and blue. The red one is Jack in the Box, and the blue will be In-N-Out. I don't know which one is in which hand, so I want you to pick, left or right, Jacob.
I want Jack.
You want Jack in the Box? Why do you say this now after I've gotten my dice prepared?
Because I thought about it.
Really?
Jack in the Box sounds good.
Okay, so we're going to Jack in the Box then. Look at this guy. Look at them. Oh.
Sorry, I thought about it and I want Jack in the Box.
I basically should have made reservations on Friday, but I didn't know that you had to make reservations because my wonderful teacher didn't tell us that we had to make them. She said just to go.
Teacher sounds like a straight up idiot. Like, tell your students to go and just tell them to show up. It's like, you should have told them that, you know, reservations are a smart idea.
She was just like, go to the Museum of Tolerance and write this paper about all these things and then go in. The whole crease is nice looking.
Oh, crest.
Hill crease. What if you said that? I live in the hill crease.
I live in Hill Crease.
Hill crease.
So yeah, this is Century 21, I guess. The studio.
The actual studio?
Yep.
Like where they make the actual shows?
Yep.
That's so exciting.
This is what I do enjoy about coming into Hollywood is I do really fuck studios. That's where they do me.
Hey, look. La Raza.
Tumblr is just ecstatically smooching as we speak. Look, Tumblr, it's Fox Studios. I saw Chris Colfer.
No, we didn't.
That would actually be very cool.
If you did, would
like
you?
If we saw a celebrity, I wouldn't say anything.
You said something when you saw Dot, whatever her face is. I know, like, we vlogged when we saw her. I think I was trying to be really, really discreet. We saw, what's her name? Dot
Marie Jones.
Dot Marie Jones. I didn't know who she was until he pointed her out. Then I recognized her from Lizzie McGuire, from The Coach. I don't watch Glee. I don't, sorry. Not really, I'm not sorry. I watched the first episode and I was just kind of like, meh.
I did good.
Meh.
Holy creep.
We are in the fanciest mall ever. I wonder if it'll change colors. There are lights that signal.
Huh?
No, because right up there, I was looking to see if those... Oh, it did! It turned red!
This is surreal. I can't do this.
This is like the coolest parking
lot mall.
This is what
ever.
happens in Hollywood.
Once again, we have found the mall.
I can't right now. This mall is so much more perfect and beautiful than anything I've ever seen in my life. Ooh, hot topic. And it's just, it makes me hate my own mall.
The brand mall?
Yeah.
It's so fancy.
Oh, up the mini escalator.
It's like a little baby escalator.
Because look, mini escalator, mini escalator. I can't.
Tell me how you really feel.
I just can't. Oh my god, look, you can buy custom
Our diplomatic dicing did nothing. We ended up getting Panda.
Well, I kind of rendered the diplomatic dicing useless anyways.
See what I gotta deal with here? Okay, so we went to the Tokyo Life store and I found this, and I've seen it at a few different Tokyo Life stores, but it's not at mine, and I have not seen it at the Brand Mall either. And so I got it. It's cola flavored, and so I had to get it just for the novelty of it. So I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna try it on camera for all of you guys. Do you want to try it too?
Of course, it's Coke flavored.
Okay. Do you want to open this one for me? So come in this cool little silver packaging, and it looks like it's got a genie lamp on it. It does have a genie lamp on it, and there's a genie coming out of the lamp. I wish I could read what it said. I can't read it. Okay.
This better be good. It was more expensive than the Haichu.
The Haichu is so good, and it's really cheap, so I'm imagining that the more expensive stuff that costs more money, and the more expensive stuff that costs more money, well,
It doesn't smell like anything.
it feels gooey in the middle. Like there's a gel in it. Ooh, I can smell it. Does it have goo in it? See, like it has a little bit of give right here.
It like fizzed.
It fizzed?
It fizzes, right?
It fizzes. Ooh. That tastes so good though. It's got like a gooey middle part, but there's this white stick I think that's in it. I think that's the part that fizzed up. It tastes like the bottles. Ooh, that's good. It's kind of sour a little bit too. It's like the little bottle cap. Ooh. This is
Haichu on crack.
Fucho. That's what this is called.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's delicious though. Buchi buchi, cola, gumi. Gummy cola, something. Shua shua, ki, di tsubu. I don't know what that means. This entire vlog
good.
has nothing to do with the Museum of Tolerance yet.
Because the Museum of Tolerance won't let us bring our cameras in.
It's true. Maybe it's just a respect thing.
That's possible. I have a couple theories. It's either a respect thing, it's a safety thing, but I mean actually like, I feel like for this museum, I feel like a lot of the people who come, they come because of like school assignments and stuff. So it's for that, you know, you need to go to look at the museum to write a reaction to it.
And get some kind of experience paper involved with it.
See my sunglasses!
We just got out of the museum, and I think for me it was a lot more than I thought it was gonna be.
Well, we didn't even get to the, you know, current issues area.
Yeah, we didn't even get to the current issue area. We just did the Holocaust part. There's a whole other segment where you could like go through and talk about like current discrimination, stuff like that. But we didn't get a chance to go in there. It was just, I don't know, I think for me there was a lot more brought up than I thought there was going to be. I mean, I knew that it was going to be emotional, I knew that it was going to be heavy, but I don't know, I feel like there was something that was different for me. I guess just the way they were talking about the way that the Nazis treated the Jews. they basically stripped them of their citizenship, even though they had been living in Germany for, you know, however long, or if their families had been there for several generations. You know, they got their citizenship taken from them. They weren't allowed to get married. They were basically told through the media that, you know, the Jews were like rats and they were pesticides or they were pests and they needed to be exterminated. And I think for me it brought up a lot of I don't know, I hate to compare it, but it almost made me feel like the current issues that are going on as far as homosexuality is concerned is that here in America, through not some, like in a lot of parts of media, not in all parts of media, because I think a pretty good portion of the country is accepting of it, or at least, you know, is willing to just acknowledge that it exists. But I think there's a really big idea that people with same-sex attraction of any kind are a disease to society, and that they are going to be a pest, and that they are a pest, and that they need to be removed, and they basically get their basic human rights taken from them. They're not allowed to marry. They're not allowed to really I guess participate in aspects of the church, and I don't know, and I guess I hate to compare it to that, because there's nowhere near the amount of hatred that's going on between homosexuals as there were with the Jewish, but to me it felt a lot like that to me. And there was even a point where they said that ordinary citizens helped in the extermination of the Jews, and ordinary people were the reason why Hitler was able to do so much, because ordinary people, they fought back a little bit, but they were mostly silent, and they weren't coerced, they weren't forced to do anything, but they helped. And I guess I just see that very similar to what's going on now, even with other racial issues. As far as, you know, like, I am Mexican, I don't necessarily identify with any Mexican culture, but you see that happening with Mexican Americans as well, as, you know, you kind of are stripped of your citizenship in some ways, is that you're treated almost like a second-class citizen, or even third-class citizen if you are really heavily Hispanic, or you look heavily Hispanic, and people judge you and they look at you a certain way. And so I think a lot of what was brought up in the museum really made me think of cultural stuff that's going on now. So I guess that was my reaction to it. I guess I just feel a lot heavier about it than I thought it was going to. What was it that you kind of picked up? I know I just had a windstorm of blah there, but
I'm still processing.
That's just how I felt about the whole thing. It was difficult, more so than I thought it was going to be.
Jacob is gone now, so now I'm going to start working on my reaction paper to the actual trip there, and as well as doing some other homework I need to get done. So I'll be working on that the rest of the night, which is why I'm cutting this video so early. It's about 5:30, and I have all night and all tomorrow to work on homework, but I would rather get it done all tonight, so I don't have to worry about it at all tomorrow. So anyways, that is the end for today's vlog, and I want to thank you guys all for watching. Peace out. Oh wait, before I go, I haven't asked a question in a long time. Have you ever been to a museum that kind of talked about some really heavy historical issues, something like the Museum of Tolerance, where you go through a whole part of history and you really are exposed firsthand to, I guess, like racial, what's the word I'm looking for? Inequality, racial inequality, and really just been exposed to that firsthand and seen the injustices that happen. Have you guys ever been to a museum like that, or anywhere like that, any kind of cultural thing where you saw that? And if so, what was your reaction to it? I think that would just be helpful for me, I guess, processing, because I don't know, something is just different for me right now, and I was really closed to the idea that one trip was going to change a lot of stuff for me, and like something just really clicked, and I don't know how to describe it. So anyways, that is all for today's vlog. Thanks for watching. Peace out.